Dear students, welcome to Swayam SHIKSHAA. Welcome to our mains Maniac series. Now, we've got a very good response. So if you're liking this approach and you're liking the mains Maniac flowchart video series, please do comment in the comment box if the program is really useful for you. So let's go to the present question that is related to Indian society, which was asked in 2019. What are the challenges to our cultural practices in the name of secularism? This was asked in 2019. Now, this is the question. So, what are the challenges to our cultural practices in the name of secularism? Now, for such questions, first thing what we have to remember is, so he's asking challenges. It's a 150 word, challenges to our cultural practices in the name of secularism. So, some portion we will also mention that the positive interventions of secularism, that is, one is challenges, but at the same time, there would have been some benefits because of intervention of state in the form of secularism. So that area, that mention is important. That is first thing which you will keep in mind. That is this area, which I will explain anyhow. And then coming up with a balanced conclusion, that is a small conclusion where how do you bring in a balance with respect to maintaining secularism. At the same time, the cultural practices have to be maintained. How do you bring in that balance? Okay. So first of all, what we have to understand is we can start off with an introduction saying that secularism means something like separation of religion from political, economic, social, and cultural aspects of life. Okay, or treating religion as something like a personal matter, or directly we can, since it's a 150 word question, directly I can start off this discussion saying that Indian philosophy of secularism is related to Sarva Dharma Sambhava, that is equal respect to all religions, unlike the Western philosophy of Dharma Nirapekshata. So Dharma Nirapekshata is basically indifference of state to religion. So there is a difference. So when we talk about Indian philosophy of secularism with Western philosophy, but at the same time, state can intervene within the limitations of the constitution. That means in India's case also, though we are saying Sarva Dharma Sambhava, that means equal respect for all religions, still state can intervene within the limitations of the constitution as mentioned under article 25 to 28. So that is how I can start my intro state saying that Indian philosophy of secularism focuses on Sarva Dharma Sambhava, which means equal respect to all religions, unlike Western philosophy of Dharma Nirapekshata, where indifference of state to religion. But at the same time, state can interfere within the limitations of the constitution as per article 25 to 28. So this is a very good kind of an introduction for this question. Then we can come up with saying, however, these interventions in the name of secularism can create some challenges to our cultural identity or can create some challenges to our cultural practices. For example, then we can talk about uniform civil code. That means uniformity is a kind of a threat to cultural diversity of the nation. India is known for its cultural diversity. So when we talk about uniformity, so this uniform civil code may impose something like majoritarian values related to marriage or maybe with respect to divorce rules on everybody. So that cultural diversity may get affected because of uniformity. So that is what is a challenge to the cultural practice which we can talk about. Then we can also mention something like the women's temple entry in Sabarimala, where the faith got threatened due to progressive values of secularism. That means there is some faith that was already followed as part of culture which got threatened because of progressive values of secularism. Similarly, secularism can at times be coercive. For example, some religious institutions have felt triple talaq also as a coercive intervention of government. So though few things are good, but they have felt it as a coercive intervention of government. And one more important aspect is secularism has come up with something like led to different laws basically to protect minorities or minority culture, etc. But that means, for example, bangles were not allowed But of course, now again we have another issue related to hijab, etc. Though you're coming up with laws, so there is somewhere the importance of education going down, or these religious aspects becoming predominant. So this is one more aspect which we should mention here. Similarly, decisions on food practices. It is an individual choice, but at times, because in the name of secularism, there is aggressive nationalism with respect to decisions on food practices. Okay, so that is something which is also a problem. Then, in spite of all this, Indian secularism is seen as a positive concept. So that my interlinking paragraph here will be, in spite of all this, Indian secularism is seen as a positive concept because it instills a scientific temper against superstitions. So that means Indian secularism is basically evolving scientific temper. It is encouraging cultural practices which are instilling something like scientific temper. This is my interlinking paragraph, which is very, very important. Then comes the next area which I was talking about, which is very important. That means we'll also mention that the interventions, that means there are some interventions of the state which has brought in some benefit. So state's intervention in the form of secularism has benefited in the form of restoring women dignity when it comes to triple talaq, etc. So restoring women dignity, I'm talking about. Then something like it has also successful in terms of ensuring ban on social evils like child marriages, sati, which are irrelevant today. Okay, and at the same time, these interventions have allowed minority cultures to express their aspirations. So minority cultures were able to express their aspirations and sustain without fear of majoritarian culture. This also happened because of intervention in the name of secularism. And this has helped in maintaining the dynamism of culture, or the evolution of evolving systems of culture based on humanitarian grounds. So this has happened because of state's intervention. So this is the other side which we will mention. And then for such questions, we can also bring in a conclusion, though it is a 150 word question. Why? Because here we can talk about Indian secularism, though being criticized for intervention. This intervention has helped to bring in a balance in the society, in balance in such a diverse society, and it can further be enhanced when political masters start looking beyond vote bank politics. It can further be enhanced. This balance can further be enhanced when the thinking of political masters goes beyond vote bank policies. Okay, so that will enhance the true Indian secularism. So this is how you can write this 150 words question. And I hope you like this video. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please do comment. It's not just important. It's not just enough that you watch the video, you like it, because I should know really whether the video is helpful, so that I can come up with different kind of flowcharts which will definitely help you. In fact, essay series, etc. You can also comment what you want for mains in the comment box, so that I will have a fair idea whether my hard work is really helping you. And for these slides, please do subscribe to our Telegram channel, that is Swayam SHIKSHAA. And please do share our videos to serious aspirants, so that we will also be part of their success. Thank you.